Hello students, this is week number 9 and we are studying topic graphs of trigonometric function and this topic is given on page 47 in your course material. So today, if we remember in the last week we learned there are 6 trigonometric functions: sin x, cosine x, tan x, cot x, sec x and cosec x. And after that we learn 3 type of formulae. One based on all 6 trigonometric functions, then with the negative angles, and then third one we learn 3 trigonometric identities. And I request all of you please learn them point to point. Then we learn some examples based on those formulas, and then in the last topic of week 8 we learn how to simplify big trigonometric expressions into small trigonometric expressions with the help of given relations. Now today we are going to learn another thing. Another thing means we are going to learn the graph of sin x, cosine x and tan x. But before we start learning graph, there are 2 important things we are going to learn. The first thing is this table. This is very important table. If you see, table we are making for some specific values: 0 degree, 30 degree, 45 degree, 60 degree, 90 degree, 180 degree, 270 degree. This is about the specific values. Then if we want to change them radian, so radian means you need to multiply by every value, multiply by pi upon 180. And if you will change multiply by pi upon 180, it will be radians. 0, pi upon 6, 45 is pi upon 4, and these are degrees. These are 0 degree, 30 degree, 45, 60 degree, 90 degree, 180 degree and 270 degree. It is written here, degrees. Clear? And these are radians. So if you see, we have written the values here, and please do not change these values into decimals. Please learn these values as it is. Sin 0, 0. Sin 30, 1 by 2. Sin 45, 1 by square root 2. Sin 60, square root 3 by 2. Sin 90 is 1. Clear? And if you see cos, it is just opposite. Sin 90 is cos 0. Sin 60 is cos 30. Sin 45 is cos 45. Sin 30 is cos 60. And sin 0 is cos 90. Please, I'm just explaining you the procedure of learning, how to learn this. Okay, this is a way of learning how to learn this. Now sin 180 is 0 and sin 270 is minus 1. Cos 180 is minus 1 and cos 270 is 0. Tan 0 is 0. Tan 30 is 1 upon square root 3. Tan 45 is 1. Tan 60 is square root 3. It is undefined. Undefined means, what is the meaning of undefined? We cannot find. Undefined means we cannot find. Clear? So if you evaluate from the calculator, so calculator will tell you undefined. So there are 2 undefined values in tan, 90 degree and 270 degree. So this is the table. And remember, between 0 to 180 degree, if you see 0 to 90 degree, sorry, sin x is increasing. Sin x is increasing function between 0 degree to 90 degree. Clear? Cos x is decreasing. And tan x is increasing. This I'm talking about the function from 0 to 90 degree. This is 0 to 90 degree. It is decreasing, and 0 to 90 degree it is increasing. Okay, this is about the thing. One more thing I want to tell you about the trigonometric functions. If we divide this xy plane in a trigonometric way, so here is x, here is y, here is here is 0 degree, here is 90 degree, here is 180 degree, here is 270 degree, and here is again 360 degree. So every angle is the difference of 90 degree. This is 90, this is 90 degree, and this is 90 degree, and this is 90 degree. All these are 90. So total entire circle is 360 degree. If you see from here to here, it is 360 degree because it is starting with 0, ending with 360. Okay, so this you need to remember. This is point O. Here, just remember A, S, T, C. So this quadrant is 0, 0 to 90 degree. This quadrant. This is first quadrant. This is second quadrant and it is 90 to 180 degree. This is third quadrant and it is 180 to 270 degree. Clear? Just remember this. And this is fourth quadrant and it is 270 degree to 360 degree. These are the four quadrants. Okay, just remember this. Now what is the meaning of A? Meaning of A is all. Meaning of A is all. All means all plus sine, cosine, tan, cot, sec and cosec. All are plus. All six trigonometric functions are positive between 0 to 90 degree. In 90 to 180 degrees, S means sin x and cosec x. Its brother, sin and cosec are positive. But rest 4 means what remaining? Cot, cos x, sec x, tan x and cot x. These four are negative. Just remember this. Only sin and cosec are A, S. S means sin. Sin brother is cos. Now here is tan x and cot x. These are positive. Rest 4 sin x, cosec x, sec x and cos x. All are negative here in this quadrant. And C means cot x and tan x. Cot x and sorry. C is cos x and sec x are positive here in fourth. ASTC all sin, tan, cos like this one. Clear? So cos and sec are positive. So what else? Sin x, cosec x, tan x and cot x. All of the four are negative in this. So in the first quadrant 0 to 90 degree, all six trigonometric angles are positive, while in second quadrant only sin and cosec are positive. In third quadrant 180 degree to 270 degree, tan and cot are positive. And in the fourth quadrant 270 degree to 360 degree is cos and sec are positive, rest values are negative. Clear? This is about, and you can check it with the table. Look, is there any negative here? Yes, this is negative. This value is negative. And this is what? Sine. Sine is negative in 270 degree. 270 degree means it should be negative. 270 degree is here. Clear? Here. Look, sine is negative, sine is negative. So here sine negative, here sine negative. So 270 is negative. Okay, so this is about the tables. Clear? So what type of question you might have, we will learn in the coming chapters, that if somebody asks you what is the value of sine 30 degree, clear, or sine pi by 6, both are same because this is in angle in 30 degree, it is in degree, it is in radian. So what is the value? So you need to learn it is 1 upon 2. What is the value of tan 45 degree? Tan pi by 4, and the value is 1. So you need to learn these values from table. What is the value of tan 45? We were checking 45 and tan. This is 1. It is 1 here. You can check. Okay. Now tan 45. Let us say cos 60 degree. Cos 60 degree is 1 upon, cos pi by 3. Cos pi by 3 is square root, not square root. Cos 60 is 1 upon 2. Clear? This is, what is sine 60? Sine 60 degree is sine pi by 3. It is square root 3 by 2. What is cos 180 degree or cos pi? It is minus 1. So like I learn all these values, what you need to do is you also need to learn this table. If you learn this table, it will be very good for your future. Okay, so this is about the table. When we will learn inverse function, then again I will explain this table, because here if degree and radians are given, we are finding the decimal numbers, that is sine, cos, tan. And if these numbers are given, we need to find angle, then these are inverse function. But that we will study later. Here we are not going to study those values. Okay. So the next important thing we are going to study is periodic function. Periodic function. What is a periodic function? Periodic function means if the values of the function are repeating. Periodic means if the values of a function are repeating for every certain interval. For every certain interval. This is periodic function. Clear? So, like if fx is a function, then if fx plus p is equal to fx, clear? Then fx is a periodic function, and p is called the period of fx. Clear? Also, one more thing I want to tell you, that fx plus p is equal to, if p is okay, so it will be 2p also, it will be 3p also, and dot dot dot, so many, so it will be fx. So p is the period. P is the period means here we choose the smallest positive number. We choose the smallest positive number. This is about the This is about the periodic function. Okay, so periodic function, if I tell you, okay, that we will learn in graph of sin x. Graph of sin x. How to means graph of sin x. Okay, so generally we draw the graph between 0 to 2 pi. So we will draw the graph 0 to 2 pi. Why we will draw the graph between 0 to 2 pi? Because if you see sin x plus 2 pi, sin x plus 2 pi is always sin x. Sin x plus 2 pi is always sin x. Clear? Please remember this. Sin x plus 2 pi is equal to sin x. Okay. So, therefore, sin x is a periodic function. Is a periodic function of a period 2 pi. And because 2 pi is the period, so if I want to draw the graph, so I want to tell you whatever the graph between 0 to 2 pi, whatever the graph you will get, you will same get the graph in the next 2 pi interval. You will get the same graph in the next 2 pi interval because 2 pi is the period. So here is 2 pi, here is 4 pi, here is 6 pi. And also if you want to go negative side also, so if here is minus 2 pi, so this is also 2 pi. Clear? So in every 2 pi interval, the graph in every 2 pi interval, the graph will be same. Same means repeating. So in case of sin x, if we can write the graph, if we can draw the graph between 0 to 2 pi, so the rest graph will be same to same. We are not going to change the graph of the means we do not require to draw the graph of the function in the rest intervals, but we will draw between 0 to 2 pi and then try to find it. Okay, so how to draw the graph? The function is y equals to sin x. Clear? Okay, so between 0 to 2 pi we will draw it. It is like this one. You can use calculator. I will not use calculator. I will calculate them directly. It is x and it is y. So the sine 0 degree, 30 degree, 60 degree, 90 degree, 120, 150, 180, 210, 240, 270, 300, 330, and last one is 360. Clear? This is 0, this is pi, and 360 is 2 pi. So we are taking value from 0 to 2 pi to draw the draw this table. Okay, so sine 0 is 0, sine 30 is 1 upon 2. You can calculate with the help of tape calculator. Clear? Sine 60 is square root 3 by 2, sine 90 is 1, then sine 120, sine 120 is square root 3 by 2, then sine 50, sine 50 is 1 upon 2, and then sine 180 is 0, sine 210. Sine 210 will be negative definitely because it is third quadrant. Third quadrant means sine negative. Now all values will be negative. Sine 180 plus 30. So it is sine 30, it is minus 1 upon 2, minus root 3 upon 2, it is minus 1, it is minus root 3 upon 2, it is minus 1 upon 2, and sine 2 pi, it is 0. So these are the values that you need to learn it. Okay. So here now we are going to draw the graph, and please look it seriously. We will mark the angles on the line here, and this is x-axis and this is y-axis. Okay, so this is 30 degree, 60 degree, 90 degree, then 1, 2, 3, 0, 0, 30, 60, 90, 120, 150, 180, 210, 240, 270, 300, 330 and 360. This is 360 degree, or in place of this you can write in radian also. This is 2 pi. Clear? And this is 0, and this is 30, 60, 90. So this is pi. This value is pi. Okay. So because if you see here, the maximum value is 1. This is max, and minimum value is minus 1. Clear? So this is, let us say this is 1 and this is say minus 1. Clear? So if you see here 30 degree, if you calculate it in decimal, it is 0.5, and root 3 upon 2 we need to calculate. Root 3, it is 3 square root. It is square root 2. It is root 3 is this one, divided by 2. So it is 0.86. It is 0.8. This one. So it is 0.5 is here, 0.8 is here, and 1 is here, then again down, then more down, and then 0. Then 1 by 2, then minus 0.8, then minus 1, then minus 0.8, then minus 1 by 2, and then this is 0. So if you will match these points, it will be like this one. It will be like this one. This is the graph. And my dear friends, the maximum value is this 1, and the minimum value is this minus 1. Clear? So if you want to find what is the domain of sin x, the domain of sin x is R, because it is defined for every value. If you go for negative, I will tell you negative also, and on the axis of y it is between minus 1 and 1. So if somebody asks you what is the range of sin x, it is minus 1 to 1, and this is closed interval because minus 1 is also included and plus 1 is also included. Clear? If we want to draw this graph in the long term, then you will happy to see this graph. This is very simple, and this is x-axis, this is y-axis. Now start here, going here, start here, going here, start here, like this one, and negative side also. This is, this is, this is, this is. Clear? And you will see for one interval from here to here it is 2 pi, and from again here to here it is 2 pi. Similarly, it matching here, so it is here to here, it is 2 pi. This is, and the maximum value is 1 here, and the minimum value is minus 1 here. So there are three important conclusions you can draw because the value is repeating after every 2 pi interval. So number one is period of sin x is equal to 2 pi. Period of sin x is equal to 2 pi. Therefore sin x plus 2 pi is equal to sin x. That I told you previous slide also. This is property number one. Clear? Property number two is the domain that I told you on the previous slide. It is R and the range that is on X. Look, for negative side also this is defined, positive side also defined. So range is domain is R, but the range is from here to here only. Clear? So the range is equal to -1 to +1. This is the range. Okay, so this is the graph of sin x. Whenever you want to write the graph, this is y-axis, this is center. Just start. This is like you have electricity at your home. So this is AC. AC means this is the graph of AC. AC means alternating current. That current is flowing in wires, that is moving like this graph. It is up down every time. Clear? This is how the graph of sin x looks like. Now, and second point is graph of cos x. Graph of cos x. If we see graph of cos x on the xy plane, then we need to make the table again. Same table we will make and same angles we will take, and then we will draw the graph. This is x, y, 0, 30, 60, 90, 120, 150, 180. We are adding just 30 degree. 210, it is 240 degree, 270 degree, 300 degree, 330 degree, and 360 degree. Clear? Now using calculator, if you find the value, it will be 0. No. Cos 0 is 1. Yes, this is the difference. In sine, the graph is starting with 0 like this one, but in cosine the graph is starting with 1. This is the difference between sine and cosine. You need to remember, the graph of sine starts with center, but the graph of cosine starts with the highest maximum value. Okay, so this is cos 30, it is root 3 upon 2. Then cos 60, 1 upon 2, and cos 90 is 0. But if you see second quadrant and third quadrant, cosine is negative. Clear? So up to 270, all values will be negative here now. It is -1 upon 2, it is minus root 3 upon 2, it is -1, it is minus root 3 upon 2, -1 upon 2, it is cos 270 is 0. Clear? And then 1 upon 2, square root 3 upon 2, and cos 360 is 1 again. Clear? So if you find it, root 1 upon 2 is 0.5 and root 3 by 2 is 0.8. That we find in the previous slide when we were writing the graph for sin x. Okay, this is x-axis, this is y-axis, and this is center. Okay, 30, 60, 90, 120, 150, 180, 210, 240, 270, 300, 330, 360, like this one. Okay, and let us take 1 is here and -1 is here. So 0 it is 1. 30 is 80. Then half. Then 0. Then it is little more down. It is half. Then 0.8. And then it is -1. Clear? So the graph of cosine x is like this one. Clear? Now it is how much? 180. It is pi here. Now it is again here, here, and it is here, like this one. This is clear. Now this is half, this is 80, and this is 1 again. Clear? So this is what? 2 pi interval. And if you draw the graph, then it will come down again like this one. Like this sin x. Only the difference is it is starting with 1. Sine is starting with 0. So it is cosine x. Okay. So this is also periodic function. Why periodic? Because all values are repeating for every 2 pi interval. So if I draw the graph of cosine x in the long interval, then it will be looks like this x y. So it will start here. Like this one. So if you see previous graph we draw up to this point. This is 2 pi. This is 4 pi. Clear? So this 2 pi interval, then see coming down, and then this 2 pi interval. Okay. So it is coming here. If you want to draw the negative side also, then we can draw it. It will be like it is -2 pi. This is. So this maximum value is 1 and the minimum value is -1. So the three conclusions we are going to draw are same to same. Clear? What is the difference? Sin x graph is starting this point. Clear? At 0. Cosine graph is starting at 1. This thing you need to remember. What it is? Number 1 is cosine x is a periodic function of period is equal to 2 pi. Cosine x is a periodic function of period 2 pi. Number 2, because you can see it is positive side and negative side on x-axis. Both sides the graph is there. So the domain is R. And the third one is, what is the minimum and maximum value? The range. If you see on y-axis, the minimum is 1 and minimum is -1 and maximum is 1. So the graph of cosine x is also same graph like the graph of cosine x. Clear? Sin x and cosine x graphs are same. The properties are also same. And period is 2 pi. So also I want to tell you that cos x plus 2 pi is cos x. Because 2 pi is the period. And if cos x plus 2 pi, so x plus 4 pi also cosine x. But as I told you, we choose the minimum value. So 2 pi and 4 pi, minimum value is 2 pi. Okay. So the last one we are going to study the graph of tanx. Graph of tanx. Okay. So the graph of tanx, if you are going to see, please, I'm drawing you because in exam they are not going to ask you how to draw the graph. They might ask you what is the graph of sin x and tan x and cot x. You must have knowledge. Clear? So the graph of sin x and cosine x are almost same, but the graph of tan x is completely different. The graph, because dotted line is why? Because at these values the function is not defined. Not defined means we cannot find the value of tan 90. This is 90 degree. This is minus 90 degree. And graph always looks like in this interval is like this one. It crosses this one and it going this one. This is clear. So this is 0 and it is 90. 90 means pi by 2 and minus pi by 2. So if you see the difference, this difference is pi only. If this is pi by 2, if you add pi by 2 more pi by 2, then it will be pi by 2 plus pi, it is 3 pi upon 2 and this will be pi. Clear? And the graph will cross like this one. Like this one. And if you want to draw on negative side also, what is this? This is minus pi upon 2. Minus pi upon 2 and minus pi, this means it will be minus 3 pi upon 2. Minus 3 pi upon 2. And it will start here and will move here and it will be here. This is minus pi. Clear? So this is the graph of tan x. Means how to draw the graph of tan x. Clear? So the range, look here. What it is? It is pi by 2 is not included in the domain because pi by 2, if you see the first table, if I want to see you first table, so you will find 90 degree. The value is not defined. So in domain 90 degree means pi by 2 we will not include. 3 pi by 2 we will not include. Pi by 2, 3 pi by 2, 5 pi by 2, all these values will not include it because these values minus pi by 2, minus pi, sorry, minus pi, correct, minus 3 pi by 2. So the values, look, minus dot dot dot, minus 5 pi by upon 2, minus 3 pi upon 2, minus pi upon 2, and then positive is pi upon 2, 3 pi upon 2, 5 pi upon 2, dot dot dot. Not included in domain. Why not included in domain? Because at these values the function is not defined. Clear? So from the tan we find the three important things. And one more thing here, because you will find the range. So here is minus infinitive, here is plus infinitive. So the value is going from minus infinitive to plus infinitive in the case of range. So there are three important conclusions we can find out, or we can write it for here. Tan x is a periodic function with period pi. Clear? So tan x plus pi is equal to tan x. So pi is the period. What is the period of sin x? 2 pi. What is the period of cosine x? 2 pi. What is the period of tan x? Now it is pi. Okay. Now point number 2 is domain. Domain is how much? Domain is R minus plus minus n pi upon 2. N pi upon 2. Clear? So x should not equal to this, not equal to pi by 2 is not there. Clear? Where n is a odd integer. Please remember, n is an odd integer because pi by 2, 3 pi by 2. So n can take values, what values? Minus 5, minus 3, minus 1, then 1, then 3, then 5, like this one. n can take only odd values. So the domain is r minus plus minus n pi by 2. So the value of n will be, or in place of taking plus minus, we can remove this plus minus. No need to take it. R minus n pi by 2. Why r minus n pi by 2? Because we are deleting those values. And what is the third one is range. Range is r. Why the range is r? Because I told you minus infinity to plus infinity. Any value we can take in tanx. So we talk about in this lecture about the three function sine, cosine and tan. All the three are periodic function. Even all 6 trigonometric functions are periodic functions. Their periods are different. Okay. Just you need to learn here what is the value of sine, cos and tan for various angles, like these are the angles and these are the radians. So you need to learn this table. After learning this table, you need to learn in which quadrant which trigonometric function is positive and negative. Understand? Then you need to learn what is the graph of sin x, what is the graph of cosine x and what is the graph of tan x. And then you need to learn these three properties. Period of sin x 2 pi, period of cosine x 2 pi, period of tan x pi, domain of sin x r, domain of cosine x r, domain of tan x r minus n pi upon 2. Please remember, n is a odd integer. N is a odd integer. What is the range of sine and cosine? Minus 1 to 1. While the range of trigonometric range of tan x is r. So that's all about in this lecture, and in the next lecture we will learn about some more important properties. Thank you.